What's happening, everybody? This is Mike's Little Dragon Channel. So today we are going to do another twofer episode of Savage Dragon review. So making kind of some good headway here. Today we've got issue 26 and 27. So after today, I think we'll only need to do about 250 more issues or something like that, and we'll be current. So we'll go ahead and hop right into it. As you can see on the cover right here, we see somebody is donning Overlord's armor, and that's been kind of the storyline that's been going on through the background, is the battle within the Vicious Circle for another leader. And as always, Erik Larsen bringing us everything, writing, penciling, inking. So this issue opens up with, last time we saw Dragon, when I was thumbing through this before I started this, I was surprised because the last time we saw Dragon, he was on paperwork. He was on desk duty, but now he's back out on the beat, so to speak, I guess you would say. So I guess that kind of happened off scene, that he got told he could go back out and fight crime. But in any case, we got the Freak Strip Club here, and they've got this guy here, the guy from the police force who hates Dragon, whose name I can't think of right now. But he was the one who really hated Dragon and hated freaks in general. Him and the black dude that was actually Star were being held prisoner here. So we see Star breaking them out. And speaking of breakouts, this happened last issue. Arachnid and a bunch of the other prisoners here at what is basically like the super jail. Like in Marvel, you would call it the Vault, or I think in DC they call it. Well, obviously you have Arkham, but I can't think of what the other one they have where they keep all the super bad guys at. But so anyway, all the heroes here have basically gathered to prevent the breakout, them getting on the street. You see Dragon and Justice and all the other members of Freak Force here. They've gathered to stop these guys from breaking out. Now this guy, we have seen this guy here was previously, he was Mace, and he was revealed to be a sidekick to a World War II style hero, and he was going to be in the Youngblood program, but he did not duck and cover in time, and that's why his face got blowed off. So then he went crazy after his face got blowed off and he lost everything, and Dragon beat him up and put him in jail, and now we see him breaking out and being drawn to the Overlord armor. So we've got some really cool scenes here. This type of shot here, you see it a lot in Savage Dragon. And also in general in the 90s, you saw this a whole lot. Wielding dual submachine guns or whatever it is. That was something we saw a lot in comics then, and a lot on movies. But it's just a great looking action shot. This shot of Star entering the fray. This could just easily have been Spider-Man. Erik Larsen has this type of costumed athlete, super agile character. He's got those poses down pat. So we see that the rest of the members are trying to fight and everything, and they're fighting off the crooks and the bad guys or whatever. And a lot of these guys we've seen before. We've seen this person here before, this bad guy, this crazy looking person whose head opens up. And then Dragon sees that Mace has put the Overlord armor on. He recognizes him. And Dragon basically is telling Mace, you know, come on, fight me. I'm right here. You know, use that armor, blast me. In fact, he tells him, he goes, you know, you won't kill me. You're a pussy. You don't have the stones. So Overlord Mace attempts to fry Dragon, and just the armor backfires and zaps him to death. And Dragon says that he remembers that Cyberlord said that the armor was personalized. So the moment that it was tried to be used by somebody other than the original owner, Frank Seghetti, or how that's pronounced, it would just overload the person totally. So they being Freak Force and Dragon, they basically stopped this escape attempt. And then we've got a cool pinup right here. Meanwhile, the other storyline we've got going is the battle between Cyberface, and then we've got Johnny Redbeard. So these guys are trying to assume the leadership of the Vicious Circle. Johnny Redbeard, he is a person that has the ability to create freaks or superheroes or whatever you want to call it, as opposed to Cyberface, who is just the leader of them. And so Johnny Redbeard feels like he himself should be the leader. But Cyberforce says, teleport us out of here. So they all decide to leave. She-Dragon's left here. And we had this guy last issue. I don't know. I might have glossed over him. This guy, Negate, he has the ability to remove people's powers. So Cyberface tells him, neutralize him. And he zaps Johnny Redbeard, which turns Johnny Redbeard back into this really old man. And apparently I think this might have happened in Freak Force. Mighty Man says, Chelsea, my God girl, look what's become of you. How ironic, the daughter of Mighty Man's greatest foe is now forever trapped in a man's body. She-Dragon says, I don't get it. You weren't supposed to. So I guess where this happened was probably in the Freak Force book. We know that what's his name? Mighty Man. I'm sorry, I drew a blank. We know that Mighty Man's arch nemesis was trying to be the one who assumed the. No, wait. I'm sorry. That was not Mighty Man's arch nemesis. That was his own son. That's right. That's why Mighty Man gave his power to the nurse, because his own son, who wanted the power, arrived late. So I guess maybe all this happens in Freak Force. That's the only thing I can think of. So it's a little confusing. In fact, I'm not even sure if I really understand it. But anyway, this happened on last issue, the Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Mary Jane homage scene. So Peter Clapton, he had fell through the skylight of, what's her name? Amanda Mills, I believe. Yeah, Amanda Mills. So he had fell through the skylight pretending to be Star so he could hook up with her. And she goes, look, I've seen Star on TV, so I know that's not you. And then Peter Clapton tells her the truth, that he had hired Chris Robinson to be Star, and he could wear he hired Chris Rock. This is really confusing. He hired Chris Robinson, the black dude who's now a cop, to be inside the outfit of Star and do the superheroics, while he, Peter Clapton, the rock star, could get the press of Star, with the press thinking that he possibly was Star. So it's really confusing. It's a lot of stars and a lot of, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes here. So like he says right here, I got my butt kicked so bad, I hired someone else to take over. But I was Star, really I was. So I guess he was Star in the sense that he started it out, but it just didn't work out for him. And so he wanted to still get the glory. So now we're back with the Freaks. Cyberforce is basically saying, hey, I'm here now. I'm the new leader. But we see that in the background, who's calling the shots? Cyberforce is under the influence of, I don't remember what this guy, the Horde, that's his name. So the Horde has all these little worms for limbs, and if you get one on you, and then it embeds itself in your skin, he's able to control you. So now that is the wrap up of this issue. And then we're here at the letters page. And then the big topic here is about Wildstar has been canceled, basically, due to low sales. And then this came out in the 90s, and Erik Larsen says, the comic book field has taken the hardest hit it's endured since the 50s. I've seen the numbers. I know what the production costs are to publish these things. It's getting pretty scary out there. So that's kind of, we see this right here, and this issue takes place in, what issue is this? See, this was printed in Canada. 96, it says. So in 96, this is what we are officially seeing, what is known as the crash of the industry. The 90s crash is going on right now, and Erik Larsen is talking about it here within this letter page. Big-time publishers keep pumping out piles of dreck, intent on making up for lost revenue due to flagging sales, desperate to maintain their market share so they'll look good at the stock market. And we're seeing basically the same allegations and the same criticisms right now in 2025. For instance, X-Men launched all these titles in the wake of them ending Krakoa, and they had just announced that 3 of them, so basically half of what the launch titles were, I believe, are getting canceled at issue 10. So basically, what is the old phrase? Everything old is new again. So, or everything new is old again, or whatever the hell, however the hell it goes. But anyway, that's the big topic right here in Erik Larsen's legendary letter page. He talks about the Savage Dragon cartoon here. He says it's kind of gotten mixed reviews, but so is his comic book. It's a decent primer for the book. Much as the old Spidey super stories got kids into Spider-Man, it works for me on some levels. So yeah, I believe Savage Dragon cartoon lasted 2 seasons. I know it was on Peacock at one point. I'm not sure what streaming site it's on now. I remember USA carried it on Saturday mornings. So, and then he also had his short-lived line of figures. I have the Cop Savage Dragon figure upstairs somewhere. Now, do I have Battle Damage? I might have Battle Damage too. I got those offline. They were really cheap. Now, issue 27, Rapture is here with the big question, will you marry me? She's been kind of basically Dragon's main squeeze, the constant woman in his life for the last handful of issues. So, We got kind of like a rundown right here of what's been going on with Cyberlord. Cyberface is the death of Overlord. Cyberface decided to roll over to get charges dropped. Overlord died. Cyberface walked, and now he's the leader. So you see this shot here. This is a really great group shot that Larson does of all the players in the Savage Dragon universe. This is that cop guy that hates all the freaks. So kind of everyone is just you having just some general chit chat between all the characters, talking to each other. Just like kind of general character interactions. She-Dragon here, desperate to find her place. You know, she was originally a bad guy. Now she was a good guy. Then she wanted to get back with her team, the Nyx men. But now they're all again. And Dragon says, I don't have anything for you here. There's nothing for you with the police force here. So she, like she says here, I'm all alone again. Now we see this scene here with Amanda Mills, the Mary Jane look-alike. After she apparently she must have just, she goes, now I've slept with Peter Clapton, who claims to have been Star at the time. I can't let him go, and I won't. Oh, that's obsessive. Dragon and Rapture are out here on a date, and they get back to Rapture's apartment where Dragon is living with her now. So he's finally able to get back with her. Chris Robinson, this is the guy who is actually inside the Star outfit. You see he's a police force officer. And this guy grabs and says, hey, Peter Clapton's been trying to get a hold of you. So we cut back to Dragon and Rapture. They're having a nice walk through the park here. That's what it looks like. Rapture's kind of starting to get serious, having a talk with him about her feelings for him. She proposes. Dragon, will you marry me? This is a really beautiful full-page shot of her with her big crazy head of hair. Dragon's kind of taken aback by that. He says, shouldn't I be the one who's asking you? And she says, well, okay, do it. Rapture proposing to Dragon really has him rattled. Our friend Dragon seems to have a real problem with commitment. He very much, for someone whose life is just maybe it's understandable because his life is so roller coaster that he doesn't want to commit to somebody, but you can't settle down if you don't have if you don't have a reason to settle down. So he keeps blowing Rapture off. So, maybe he'll be able to, in the course of this book, maybe he'll be able to figure it out and make a decision. But now we have here, this is the villain here that there was Mighty Man's arch nemesis. And then we kind of get a little rundown. So here we go right here. I took Johnny Redbeard's powers and my boyfriend killed him. But Johnny's powers made me look like him, turned me into a man, and when those powers were stripped from me, I became human again and stayed a man. I became you. I became Dr. Nirvana. So that is the breakdown of what they were talking about in the last issue. That, like I said, that must have happened in Freak Force because that damn sure didn't happen in this book. Dragon's having basically a daydream of what married life would be like between him and Rapture. Meeting with Frank, talking it over with Frank and his wife. He doesn't seem ready. I'm really not ready for this. Got a pinup. Rapture's telling Dart that she proposed, and she's kind of regretting it now. She's afraid that she's going to run him off. Dart has a date with, what's my man's name? Super Patriot's son, Justice. Dragon still talking to everybody about Rapture proposing. He has this daydream of Alex throwing herself at him, which makes him spit his beer out. So really, we just have a whole lot of indecision between Rapture and Dragon. Dragon talking to the cab driver that picked him up when he was all broken and had been shoved into a chimney stack. He's pouring his heart out to him. And then we see right here in the background a little Dragon suction cup thing. Dragon talking to everybody at the station. Everyone telling Dragon that he should, trust his decision, and, he knows that Rapture loves him and all that type of stuff. So, and Rita here, that one of the most insecure people on the force, tells Dragon, talk to her, share your feelings, your concerns. If she loves you, she'll understand. So Rapture catches Dragon back at home, I suppose. That's where they're at, is back at home. He's just, for some strange reason, he's just standing here in the dark like some weirdo. And I don't think she has any clothes on. Dragon says he can't give Rapture all the things that he knows she wants, like a husband and a stable life or whatever. Picket house. White House picket fence, I should say. Oh, okay, so they were outside in the hall or something. That's even weirder. That's the Max, the other Image comic. But in any case, this is maybe possibly part of the reason why Rapture decided to propose. She goes, Dragon, listen to me. I'm pregnant. So that is a big bomb that is dropped on the very end of this issue. And as Erik Larsen let us know what the final tally was, it was 258 to yes, 266 to no. No wins by 6, 7, 8. So 8 votes. No, don't get married. 1. Wow, by the thinnest of margins. Dragon will remain a bachelor for now. So now we're on to the letter page. Nothing really stands out here. So here's a quick, see, here we go. This guy, he's got the, catch me up. I didn't know Chelsea Nirvana or Johnny Redbeard's powers. Can you please enlighten me? So he breaks it down right here. A lot better than I damn sure did. But, yeah, and here's another thing right here, Larsen says. I never thought of Peter Clapton as being a Peter Parker lookalike, and Amanda Mills only looks like my version of Mary Jane. Other artists make her look pretty different. So if she looks like your version of Mary Jane, then wouldn't you just say that you're drawing Mary Jane, Eric? But in any case, that is the wrap up of this issue here. So, maybe that's why we saw the Max. Next issue, Max guest stars. That is the wrap up for issues number 27 and 26 of Savage Dragon. So 2 more issues back to back. Up next, we'll try, I think doing 2 at a time works pretty good because that way I can make a little bit more headway instead of just doing them 1 at a time. So I think I'll start trying to do that a lot more frequently. Maybe I'll be able to make some ground up. So until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.